Hey, what's up? So today I want to make a video. Oh, let's see. Click here, live stream. Okay, starting over. Just a second. Do. Okay, I'm on a new machine. That's what this whole thing is about. And so it's figuring things out as we go along. Anyway, so hello. I have a new machine here, and I want to get it set up for everything that I regularly do. I just joined the team at Work OS, which I'm super excited about. It's a auth, identity, SSO, all that kind of stuff, all that cool stuff that I don't know anything about yet. But I'm gonna set up this computer. So after I close this door. So once I get this thing set up, we're going to be working on just making videos about auth, making it easy, demystifying concepts, all that kind of stuff using AuthKit on the Work OS channel. So if you want to learn more about that, you can subscribe over there. It should be pretty easy to know who's new since we got a nice number here, 769. So anything we add today would be great. Okay, so first and foremost, I spent a pretty decent amount of time last year working on my own dot files. So you can find those at Chantastic on GitHub dot files. Let me see if I can find the chat overlay here. Oh, maybe not. Everything's broken right now. Comments and reactions. There we go. Here we go. Yo, what's up? Oh, they look silly because I haven't configured them on this machine. Okay, so all right, so we're gonna set up a new machine and get this all going. Okay, so oh, you're joking because I say that all the time, right? Earlier this year, I set up a bunch of dot files. And my goal was to not have to set up a computer from scratch again because I've done it so many times. And I've actually used these dot files successfully to set up 3 machines, which has been a huge success for me. I think a lot of the magic happens here in this setup.sh script. You'll notice too, I have a little command here that I can run. So if I just grab this bin zsh-c and it does like a curl type thing, I don't know. I just stole this from Brew and put this GitHub URL in there. So like, let's see if we go to brew.sh. You can see literally it's just this thing. I stole it, but I put a different target URL in there. I grab that, I run that on a machine, and it just does pretty much everything. You can see I kind of set up a couple Brew taps. I install all of these Brew apps that I like using, as well as these Cask apps. So Cask in Brew are the UI-based ones, so Visual Studio Code, Arc, CleanShot, etc. Anything with a UI component. And then I have this service that I use called a service called Mass. I think it's Mac App Store, and I can use the ID to install applications that I have access to on my Apple account. Now, this is something that I'm probably not going to use in this script, and this is kind of the basis of wanting to rework some of this script a little bit. Is that because this is a more managed device than I've ever had before, there are a handful of pieces of software that are already managed for me. And I want to try to remove those and then not require any personal software. So this whole section would presumably go away. Anyway, I have a bunch of stuff that we'll probably cover through the process. So I'm not going to go into all the details, but some Mac defaults that we rewrite, big section for that. And then these are just kind of the way I call each of these functions. Another part of this is I want to split some of these out into different files, because while it is nice to have one giant script to just pull from and set up a new Mac in a one-shot, day to day, I end up doing this more granularly, and I end up just this is so stupid, but on the day-to-day, if I want to do just a part of this, I end up commenting these out, these little functions. And that's not a great way to do this. I'd rather just run a script for the parts that I want to set up. So that's kind of the goal for today. That's what we're gonna do. What are the new specs? Tell me more. Tell me more. Specs like glasses. I don't have any of my new glasses on right now. Specs for what? Specs for what? Okay, so let's see. All right, so let's give this a shot. There's also, let's see if I can find it. I think if I go into my replies, maybe, no, profile, replies. There's one more thing. This was from a handful of days ago. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. Okay, cool, perfect. Okay, so two things that I would change about my config right now is one, I just mentioned, and this is, I'd split the scripts up. And for all the reasons that I just mentioned, it's super nice to have one script when I want to just grab a line and run the full script and have a new Mac set up. But from day to day, to make sure that it is up to date, it's been kind of a pain in the butt. Also, I find that a lot of the applications that I've been using recently use the .config directory. And so I think I'm going to split it out. I think I'm going to keep .files, but then also split out the config. Now, I'll talk about one of the reasons that it's been particularly painful to have config inside of my .files. So I manage my .files with this tool called RCM. And what RCM does is it will move any of your .files into a directory. So it moves your .files into a directory and then symlinks them. So now your .files in your user are going to be symlinked to another like Git repository. Now that works really well most of the time, but then for some applications, they don't recognize changes for symlinks. And that's been problematic where I'll, make a change and then I have to actually restart that application to get it to recognize the changes that I made. So I'd like to split out config and have that just be like a managed Git repository and then .files be like a separate one. Oh, the laptop. Let's see. Let's see about this Mac. So we have, oh shoot, doxing myself with a serial number here. It's an Apple M3 Max with 36 gigabytes of memory, and I think it has like a gig of storage or something like that. So yeah, that's why I'm streaming from it today, because yesterday I got a little bit bogged down with some of the specs that I had on my just M2 Mac Mini. All right, so let's dive in here. Okay, so first things first, you got to install Brew on a Mac. It manages everything for me. You go to brew.sh, you run this command. I've already set it up for a handful of things that I needed to install for this stream. So brew, brew version. Is that a command? No. So let's see what we already have. So through this, I installed a couple apps that I need to install, like Doppler. These are all dependencies, I think. What else do I recognize in here? I think that's pretty much it. I installed Doppler. I think that's the only thing. Oh, and then Casks Ecamm Live, which I'm using to stream from now, and then Road Central, which connects this camera and this microphone. So something that I have wanted to do, if you look at my git.files, in my setup script, I start by doing a lot of brew stuff. And apparently, I've learned recently that Brew actually has some tools for managing your dependencies, which is actually pretty cool. Yes, the M3 Max. Yeah, I know. I'm stoked. It's really important because for stuff like this, I end up using multiple monitors, and so I need to have the M3. The standard one only supports, I think, one external display, which actually works great for the most part. But this, if I ever want to have additional displays to see comments or whatever as they're coming in, um, it becomes kind of rough. Okay, so we have Brew, and Brew comes with a way of, just like NPM, managing your application dependencies. And so I learned this just recently. So we can do brew bundle install. That is the command to install all of your dependencies. But we can actually write a brew file. So because I've installed some applications already, I can run brew. Whoops. What is it? Brew bundle dump. I just ran that earlier today. So we should have this file. We can now look at the brew, I think it's called brew file, capital B, and see what's inside of it. So we tap for Doppler HQ CLI, we tap for homebrew bundle, and then we just brew install all of these. Now, I don't remember installing GNU PG, so maybe that's a dependency that is required, but it also has these casks for the GUI type applications, which is super sick. So now I have this brew file. This would probably go into my dot files because it shows up here inside of my local directory. So let's get RCM set up. So brew, let's look at the homebrew instructions. We just need to do RCM. And then do we need to do anything else? Oh, right. Okay, so one thing that's always weird about this is it's called RCM for, I think, RC management. Yeah. But there's no RCM command. It's RC up, make RC, RC down, LSRC, etc. So we're going to jump into this and make this an RC file. So we do this let's ls all here. Okay, and then see our brew file. Now I want to RC make, I think RC, make RC. Make RC brew file. Okay, no dot files directories found in user chan dot files. Okay, so we'll make a directory. Oh my gosh, dot files. See that it's there, and so then we should be able to run that file again. So make RC brew file. Okay, awesome, cool, that worked. Now, if we look at this again, I can't remember how to see if these are symlinks or not. Okay, cool. So now when we run ls, we see that our brew file actually directs to this dot files brew file. Now let's give that a test and see if we can, we just added RCM. So now we can brew bundle dump again. It should update that file, but theoretically update the symlink location and update our dot files. Okay. Okay, so we see that this is still a symlink. Cat brew but RCM isn't in it. So cat. So it updated. Interesting. So technically, I guess this is not a dot file. So this is. Interesting. Yeah. So one of the behaviors of brew, or sorry, RTM, is that it assumes everything is a dot file. I wonder if I can't add this to my dot files. Say, okay, let's read through this. Let's see, will this wrap? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna zoom in like that. Okay, so the RCM suite of tools is for managing dot files in dot files directories. This is a directory that contains the .rc files in your home directory, ZSH, vmrc, and so on. These files have gone by many names in history, such as RC files, because they typically end in the RC or dot files because they begin with the period, okay, .zshrc. This suite is useful for committing your RC files to a central repository, sure, but it also scales to more complex situations such as multiple source directories shared between computers with most host-specific or task-specific files. This guide serves as a tutorial motivating the suite. For a list of quick references, documentation, see also section below. Quick start for existing dot files. Okay, so this is what we attempted already. I'm looking for something that says what we should do with a file that we want that isn't technically a dot file, or maybe this isn't suitable for this. Multiple dot files, host specific, standard installation script. Interesting. Okay, so see also page. No, that's just the section. Okay, so let's look at brew and see what our options are for brew. If there's ways that we can like say where we want the brew file to look, or where we want brew to look for our brew file. All right. If you're using Mac as a development environment, you really should be using brew. The problem, you probably should be using it if you're a power user as well, as it isn't really that difficult. A key feature of brew is its ability to set up a Mac to a known configuration. It does this with a feature called bundle that uses brew files. As doing development or experimenting with new apps can break your system, I can easily restore back to a known configuration, both on my primary Macs, but also in VMware Fusion instances where I do more testing, including tests on old versions of macOS and new beta versions of macOS. A version of brew also available on Linux, but I mostly use apt-get in Debian. I am considering some cross-platform development scripts for brew instead. Okay, let's see. So complete the details. So this is how we install brew. We already installed brew, so we don't need to worry about that. Terminal. If you don't want a recent version, okay, cool. So we already got that installed. The most basic command, brew bundle install, looks for a brew file and installs its contents. Okay, we got that. Let's run it just to be sure. So brew bundle, can we just run brew bundle? Interesting. I wonder why. So using, and then did this update a couple of them maybe? Yeah, it probably did. downloaded updates. Okay. Cool. Okay, so that command works. If we want to use a brew file from a non-standard place, brew bundle files, or more specifically, brew bundle install. Okay. So how do we dump a file to a specific location? You can dump a brew file of your current brew cask mass entries into your current directory with brew bundle dump, which we have done. Okay, already exists. That's fine. Or to specify a directory and file name, brew bundle dump dash file and then the location. If a brew file already exists, you need to do this. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we get that error saying it already exists. Brew bundle dump will force it, or brew bundle dump with the force flag will create a new one. And brew, okay, so let's see what we want. So if I want to dump this, so I could brew bundle dump and put it into my dot files as brew file, right? So cd dot files ls brew file. Okay. So that already exists, so I need to use the force flag. Okay, and let's see if that updated. Okay, so we have RCM in there, so this is updating now. Okay, cool. So we forced that. Current system configuration to match your brew file. So I think we can run cleanup, and then we can, every time we run this command now, I need to give it this path, right? Dot files. Cool, okay, so that worked. It's a little bit of a bummer that I have to include that path, but that's fine. I think technically it doesn't need to be a dot file if I'm going to access it that way, but you know, is what it is. Best practices: brew, cask, mass, and CU. A key practice is to install everything possible using brew, cask, or mass, even things like fonts. Oh yes, this is something that I wanted to add actually, because I don't currently have it. So yeah, let's come back to that. 3 tools that really make this work for more than just development tools is the ability to install a large number of macOS UI apps using brew, cask, install app names. Mac App Store apps, etc. I'm not going to do that for this particular one. Use this. To use this, make sure these entries are near the top of your brew file. Okay, so tap, okay, got it. So homebrew cask, I think we have that in ours, right? Homebrew bundle. Okay. You can install many open source fonts this way. Oh, sick. Okay, so if I run brew tap, or I just copied that, brew tap. Okay, so that's tapping that. And then if I run brew, so I tapped that. If I run brew bundle dump dot files my path force, it should update that. Yes, okay, so we have fonts tapped now, which is great. Also, hit me up with any questions. I'm just kind of, you know, learning this stuff as we go along. So while I do have dot files, I've not done any of them like this. So this is kind of a new thing. So hit me up with questions if you got them. And yeah, I know it's such a pain to set it up. And then I think for me too, it's like I like to reset my, after about a year, it's like you have a bunch of cruft on your machine, and like I like to reset it after a year. And if you have to do all of that, it could take like a couple days, even if you know the setup you like. And so I want to reduce that to like minutes, or download speed, basically. Okay, so we've updated our brew file. It looks like we have fonts available to us now. And so now we should be able to brew search fonts. So brew, what are some, Enter is one that I use a lot. Okay, so formulas, Enter, casks. Maybe I need to do this too. I need to tap this. So brew, tap, homebrew cask, brew, tap, okay, brew, tap. I don't know what those do. Oh, by the way, this guide is, let's see, by Christopher A. Brew bundle, brew file, tips, stop, markdown. It's a gist. Okay, I don't know what brew. Let's actually look at this. Buo cask upgrade. Is a command line tool for upgrading every outdated app installed by Homebrew Cask. Homebrew Cask extends Homebrew and brings its elegance, simplicity, and speed to the installation and management of GUI macOS applications and large binaries alike. Brew Cask Upgrade is an external command to replace the native upgrade by offering interactivity, an improved interface, and a high granularity of what to upgrade. Interesting. Okay. I guess we'll come back to that. Okay, so we cast our fonts. So brew. Okay. One can search for fonts once tapped. Okay, so I didn't see anything. We tapped some new things. So let's see. Brew, search, enter. Homebrew cast fonts, font, enter. Okay, cool. That's what we want. Brew, install. I think that's what we want. Brew, install. I'm going to be so stoked if this works. Okay, let's open up Font Book. See what happens. Just run the dot files. It'll be fine. Man of the internet. Yep. All right. Did Font Book open up? Okay, cool. So my fonts should now have enter in it. OMG. Yes. This is sick. Oh, man. Learned something new today, and I freaking love it. Awesome. Let's brew dump. Yeah, let's dump this out to our brew file. Let's make sure that that updated. Okay, so we have our casks. We're brewing font enter. Hell yes. I'm so into this. Okay, so what's another one? I do Poppins, I think. Yes. Hell yes. So I think actually I can do, since this is casked or tapped, I believe I can just do brew install font Poppins. Yes. Yes. Um, Poppins. Yes. OMG. I'm so stoked. Wait. Oh, I think I need Poppins Latin. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Where was it? Poppins. I had some. Oh, okay. Brew search Poppins. Yeah. So font Poppins Latin. So what do we do? Brew uninstall. Pop. Oops. Font Poppins. Okay. And then brew install Latin. Oh yeah, Fontbook is legitimately rad. It's great. Just built in. Just built in. Okay, so now we should have, yes, we have Poppin with the Latin characters. Great. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. I'm loving this. Okay. So I need to write that to my brew file. Gonna cat that again and make sure that we got it. We got font enter. We have font Poppins Latin. Yes, this is sick. Okay, so question is, at this point, what do I do with my existing dot files? Do I just start new dot files? Yeah, let's just do that. Oh, I don't think I have Git. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna say initialize brew file. And I want to keep some information here for myself in this message. So right here, I'm going to put in this documentation and put in a couple commands. So what do we have? Brew. So brew bundle file dot files brew file. And then to write, so this will be read, write will be brew bundle install. Actually, I can copy this. Brew bundle install, and then we're going to use the same path. Okay, and then there's going to be a force write or override or whatever, which will be that same command but with actually force. So brew bundle dump. Sorry, forgot that part. Dump. Okay. Cool. So let's run that again. Brew bundle, actually, brew bundle dump force. Okay, brew bundle install. Oh, but we need to run it from our file, so it's going to be brew bundle install. No force on this one. Cool, perfect. Okay, so we updated it. So let's amend that commit. Git commit amend. There we go. Whoa. What do I do here? Git reset head -1. Git status. Oh my gosh, you can see why I need to get, like, I just feel like I'm like working on a computer without a limb without my dot files in here. Git add dot, so there's a lock file, git commit mend. Maybe I spelt that wrong. Does mend have 2 M's in it? Amend. Maybe I spelled it wrong the first time. Git commit mend. There we go. Okay, so this will just rewrite that first commit. Git status show. Okay, cool. And we have our dot file, which has the versions. Okay, cool, perfect. Okay, so we're cooking now. Okay, so now we have a dot files package. Thanks for the like. A dot files package. So this is great. Where were we here? Okay, so best practices brew cask. Okay, so we installed our fonts, which I'm super excited about, by the way. Like unreasonably excited about having those fonts readily available. Oh shoot, I have to leave at like 3:15, I think. Okay, cool. Let me just double check. Actually, I might need to go now. Oh shoot, I do need to go. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. All right, never mind. I screwed it up. It's my wife's birthday today, and I offered to take the kids to swim, and I missed my chance to do that, sadly. So, bummer, bummer, bummer. Failure. All right, so since I already lost, let's keep doing this. Okay, best practices using the dot files. Oh, great. I'm glad that they have this in here. So I have 2 brew files currently, one in .private, which I install right after installing brew and before setting up the basic .ssh and .gnupg files so that I can use GitHub. It is minimal essential. It is the minimal essential list above. I can install this manually with a script inside private. Okay, interesting. I'm very curious to learn more about this. My standard in brew files is actually a symlink to .files Mac brew file. Oh, cool. This is like exactly what we're doing. I different dot files for different environment. Oh, I have different dot files for different environments. My primary Mac is a monster MacBook Pro. It is really more of a desktop for me. Okay, that being said, it actually does have many development tools. Okay, these are different based on brew file. Okay. So these aren't hosted, it doesn't look like. Advanced topics and investigation. Instead of brew cask uninstall cask name, you can run brew cask zap, which may also be additional removal preferences, caches, updates, etc. stored in library. Okay, I don't want to install too many new things today. Particularly powerful feature for brew is that it attempts to install developer tools in ways that allow them to coexist. However, if you're using multiple versions of a tool, it can be difficult to understand dependencies. These links may help. So brew deps tree. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, so this is great. So we have that. Let's set up one more tool, which is kind of the most important for me. Actually, let's grab all of these and just add them to our brew file. Oh, we might add, we need to add a couple taps. So brew tap. Let's see. Does that not work? Brew tap oven sh invalid tap name. Okay, let's see if Terso works. Brew tap. Brew install. Oh, interesting. Yeah. I'd run those with brew install. I can't remember why it was having trouble tapping those. Okay, let's try this. See if it automatically taps them. So brew install. Waiting for a little bit. Okay, so it looks like these are the install addresses, which I think relate to GitHub, files on GitHub. Okay, so dump. Okay, so cat. Okay, so did it tap those? So yes, so we tapped libsql and then oven sh, right? And then we can, from there, brew, install them. Great, okay, cool, perfect. So we will add taps. Git commit. Show. Okay, cool. Okay, let me grab the rest of these. I think I need to preface all of them with brew though. So brew cat brew file. Oh, vim brew file. I think these will be here. Yeah, okay. Oh. Ah, crap. Oh my gosh. Carabiner needs to be the next thing I install. Dang it. Quit. Ah. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So ring insert. Okay. Escape insert. Visual block. I don't have line numbers, so we're just gonna do it the old sad way. Okay, and then we want to cask all of those. Yes, perfect. And then I don't know what file type this is, so I'm not sure that I can have these comments the way that they are right now. So let's see how this goes. Actually don't want to cask mass in this one. Okay, cool. That looks about right. Okay, so now that I've made those changes to my brew file, I actually need to brew install or brew bundle install file dot files brew file. Whoa. Okay, so what I do? Undefined local variable or method at twin. Okay. Okay, that might be related to this comment. Or maybe the line numbers. So let's do that. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, so in this format, I have a problem because I don't have strings around any of these. Okay. Let's fix that. Oh, yank. Oh, shoot. I don't have surround. All right, more old school. Okay, so because I don't have surround, I can't easily surround each of these with quotes. So let's do that. At least we have a first quote on most of them. Man. Again, Vim without my configuration is also pretty rough. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can repeat though. Oh, that one is doubled. Okay, I think we're in business now. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna now run that again. My sides, cast error syntax, unexpected local variable or method. Vim brew file, my sides. There we go. Yep. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, so actually there are a couple things in here that I need to take out. Brew cask one password. So I want the CLI. Okay, actually everything here looks good. Okay, why are all these failing? Oh, because these aren't casks. Good lord. What's the word I need to use for that? Brew. Whew. Okay. Now we should be getting somewhere. Okay, so run that again. See what we get. Okay, one password CLI failed. Formula is unreadable. No available formula with the name one password CLI. Interesting. Brew search one password CLI. It's definitely there. One password CLI. I wonder why it doesn't like that one. Okay, everything else seems to be working so far. Probably do our casks next. I want to edit that while it's going though. All right, if you're hanging out with me, any questions so far? Anything that's kind of confusing or whatnot? Are we looking pretty good? So far, we will successfully be pulling these out into just the brew file, which is a really nice change. Now I can update these independent of the rest of the stuff. Okay, we'll check in real quick. Okay, so my sides failed as well. Formula is unreadable. No available formula with my sides. You mean pi side. Okay, so let's look at these. My sides. Okay, so my sides is cask. Maybe that's the problem with the other ones too. One password CLI, also cask. Got it. Okay. My sides. Oh shoot, I don't want to write this yet because it's still chugging along. So it was just those two, right? So my sides and cat and one password. Yes. Okay, so those are cask. Let me add the rest of my casks while I'm here. Okay, so one pass. Okay, so let's grab those. Central. Cask. Great. Insert a double quote for all those. Do the rest of these manually. Repeat, 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 repeat. I know there's a way to repeat multiple times. I just always forget it because I don't use it that often. That looks good. Let's move these back into place. Oh shoot, am I gonna screw things up? Hopefully not. Okay, Pandoc. Oh my gosh, Pandoc takes up forever. Okay, so I think it says that I'm already using, yeah, we're already using the latest formula for RCM. Okay, is there anything else that I need to read? So, brew, cask. Okay, that looks good. I think we have everything that we need in there. Brew, dump. Okay, super inform. Yeah, this is super great. Big fan of this. Let's star that. Oh shoot, I'm not logged in GitHub with this. Anyway, if it's useful to you, I think this might be all that we end up doing today. Okay, so this one probably also cask. Looks like all these ones that are failing are casks. Yep. Okay, so let's change that. Installing Road Central has failed. Homebrew failed. 7 brew file dependencies failed to install. Okay. Check for differences in the brew lock. Okay, so there was was it trying to remember what there was an install command that did cleanup, right? Yes. Let's see, Ecamm Live formula is unreadable. No available formula for Ecamm Live. Okay, yeah, that's probably because it's cask. Now this is actually an area where, let's see, so I actually don't want, ugh, man, oh man. This is all such a nightmare editing stuff. Okay, so 1Password I actually don't want installed. And I don't think I have Chrome on here, but I don't want that installed either because both of those are managed, you know, by the system administrator. Clean shot as well. So much software, but I'm excited that it's going to be on and I won't have to think about it after this. I'm going to clean up some of these. So Obsidian I'm not really using right now. Warp is fun, not something I'm really using right now. I really just use the default terminal. I did do a course where iTerm2 was helpful because I could really format the visual side of it, but I don't really use it very day to day. And on this machine, I might not use Arc actually. I might just try to stick with the managed Chrome browser. My sides, 1Password CLI, yes, that is not managed. Okay, cool. Good. Okay, so Homebrew 6 failed dependencies failed to install. Let's see, install. Okay, so these failed because I think I have them installed. So let's run that cleanup again and see what happens. Ecamm. That is a cask. So we're whittling it down. Let's see, brew Road Central. So I have Road Central in there twice. I need the cask one. Font enter failed. Why did enter fail? Do I not? Okay, so homebrew, cask, fonts, enter. Maybe that, yeah, that should be cask. I'm not sure why all those changed to brew. Hey, okay. So uninstalling Arc, iTerm, Obsidian Warp. Great, this is perfect. Refusing to untap because it contains the following installed formulas or casks. Joker. Okay, cool. Let's run that again. Cool. Let's see. So then bundle. So we want to dump to this file. Actually, no, wait. We know that the file's good, so we actually don't need to dump because the file's good. Add dot git commit, add remaining brew and cask. Let's see. Add items from chantastic dot files. Why does it hate my commits? So add, oh, my email address configured automatically based on your username and host name. Please check that they are accurate. You can express, okay, cool. Global. No, these are not accurate. It's all right. I'm probably just gonna copy and paste this into my existing dot files anyway. Okay, cool. Let's see. So what are some things that I want to be able to run? Okay, cool. So all that stuff is set up. Nice. Your MacBook better. All right. I think a lot of these things I'm gonna have to log into, and I've learned not to do that on stream. But anyway, so what we covered today is mostly just this. Instead of kind of running these installations manually, I learned about the homebrew bundle or brew files. And how you can set those up. We have a handful of documents. This is the homebrew bundle. Is part of homebrew. It's funny, I didn't even actually look at any of these documents because the one that I posted is so good. There's a gist with so many great commands. I set up RCM, but I actually don't need to use RCM. So maybe we'll focus on that a little bit more next time. We got a lot of brew stuff covered today, so that was great. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to be doing some more configurating on all this stuff, but I'm really happy to have a nice cohesive brew file, which just looks like this. Brew file. We, tap for dependencies. So excited that we got the fonts added in there. And then we just kind of brew all of our regular dependencies and anything that we need to cask, typically the visual related ones, with a handful of small exceptions, I guess visual adjacent. I'll use this cask keyword, and now, at least in terms of dependencies, everything that I have is installed. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me. As always, you can hit me up if you have any questions about what we covered today. That's it. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.